Oh, there it is. And 0 viewers. Let's go, Poggers. I know.
Alright, welcome back to Sugar Free League, Week 2, Day 3, featuring Free Tyler 1 versus Kuma Blades. I'm Endril, casting alongside Do 100.
Hello.
Should be a pretty good match today. Got our Season 1 winners versus a pretty hot new team to the league. Victor and Twisted Fate taking off the board so far. So, you know these guys better than I do.
Yeah. So
Do we
very
expect
interested.
the Sedge to come through?
Depends if Trundle's still up. Most of the time they put Trey on Trundle. If they don't have Sejuani, then if it's not Trundle, it's gonna be Sejuani then. I 100% guarantee it.
As Kindred's taken off the board by Akuma.
Okay. I'm a bit surprised with the Kindred man. Trey played it well, but I don't think it was ban worthy in my opinion.
As Lucian is taken off the board now from Free Tyler 1, which I'm slightly surprised about, given that they're blue side.
Yeah, same as well. Seeing Josh AF stuff pop on that Lucian, I'm surprised they would ban it themselves.
That might be they're looking towards, well, with the Galio ban coming through, they might be looking to take either the Sejuani or the Trundle. Given both are still up, though, I wouldn't be surprised at least to see it pass until ban phase or next rotation, as Camille is locked in. I assume for Shrey.
No, I'm pretty sure this is Miyu Hat's Camille. Miyu Hats is actually known as a Camille main, so I'm pretty sure Free Tyler wants to give him priority on picks.
As that's a Darius for
Darius.
Not sure if he knows that he's against a Camille, though.
Yeah, I think he may be thinking that Camille is going to Shrey, but I'm almost 100% sure that Camille is top lane. So we'll see how the matchup goes.
And there's the Xin Zhao in the jungle for Audio.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty decent matchup into the Camille as well, if it gets flexed down to the jungle. Trundle gets taken over the Sejuani. Xin Zhao is already taken.
Yeah. I think Trundle has a better matchup than Sejuani does against Xin Zhao. So they just want Trey to survive the lane phase and so he doesn't get invaded and he can't do anything against it. So he doesn't get too far behind.
As the Ezreal comes in for Josh. One of the best ADs right now.
It's definitely a good pickup.
Either number 2 or number 3 currently. Lucian still on the top.
Yeah.
We did see a pentakill earlier this week here in the SFL as well on Ezreal.
Hoping for another one.
As the Tristana gets taken by Akuma and they ban the Alistar away from FET. Both a very good champion and a very high win rate right now.
Yeah.
And we get a Veigar ban. So heavy focus here on Fluke.
Yeah. Just gonna respect him and Fluke, yeah.
Not sure what she's gonna be picking here. With the 4-5 mid bans.
Yeah.
Make that 6 with Lysandra.
I wonder if these mid laners are gonna be pinched in the champion pools, both of them.
There's still the Orianas, the Luxes. There's still some really good power picks mid lane open.
Yeah.
But a lot of the big mid laners right now are already taken off the board with a Zoe ban.
And another one. So that's one. It's 7 Lindley bans. You see the brand? You can see the brand?
It's a brand hover at least. That
yeah.
Braum is more expected.
Yeah, Braum's more expected.
And it is the Braum.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against the Zillion, although I'm not sure if Brendan or Mefut really play it. Pairs very well with a Camille.
Yeah.
But I just don't expect Free Tyler 1 to actually pick it here.
I highly doubt it either. Don't think Zanny.
Okay, there we go. There's the
It is
Oriana for
Oriana.
Brandon. Taking one of the best available mid laners left.
Yeah, after
And we'll see
been
what
pinched.
Fluke gets pushed onto. I'm going to go quite a bit down the tier list. And a Rakan from FET. Ezreal Rakan lane versus the Tristana Braum.
That's a really safe lane for FTYO.
That's a Xerath pick for Fluke in the mid lane.
I'd like to see the matchup. Now that goes. Be interesting to see. At least.
I don't expect a whole lot of blood mid lane.
Yeah, me either. I think it's gonna be farm lane, and then I'm really interested in the top lane matchup to see how that goes. Could go either way, depending on player and players. That's with my experience.
I feel like the pinpoint so far this game is going to be who can push the wave out mid lane first.
Yeah, so then they can get the roams off.
The side lanes are going to be, I don't want to say bloody, but there's going to be fighting. There's going to be some action.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And whichever mid laner can be able to get out of mid lane first, I'm going to give the advantage to.
Yeah, definitely. So surprisingly, we see the ghost on Darius, so that means he'll have better laning, but if a fight happens bot, then FTYO won't have the advantage there.
So they're going to have a lot better for team fighting in lane, but it's not going to be the split push. So Camille's going to be able to pull them apart and force what would be a 4v4, as Camille would TP in to make that a 5v4.
Yeah.
Versus an immobile mid laner. Slightly scared for this Xerath. There's a Rakan ult W, Camille ult, Trundle. I'm interested to see how Fluke actually manages
plays it out. Yeah, me too.
It's
a lot of things coming at her, so we'll see if she can survive all the attempts on her life. Because Camille, Rakan, both roaming mid lane at the same time could do a lot of damage with Camille ult into a Rakan W. So we'll have to see. And Camille ult into a Ori ult is pretty much guaranteed hits.
Yeah, Camille ult into Ori ult, Rakan ult W into Oriana Shockwave. Also a pretty secure way of making sure the Shockwave hits.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see Fluke play really far back in these fights to try and avoid the heavy engage from Free Tyler 1.
Yeah. I think with I think they have to play from behind while Tyler 1 has to try to engage on them. They'll be try to kite backwards, and then hopefully once all the CDs are down, Darius and Braum can clean up.
Kuma doesn't have the best comp to be kiting back with, though. Xin can only really go in. Darius, once he's in there, he's not going anywhere. He's either killing everybody or dying.
Yeah, I see that, but then I don't see how just Dawn or Zerax gets in. They have far range though, so I'll give them that. So they may just want to play a back to front team fight. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
They're hoping for a front to back, but
Yeah,
with a Camille or Khan,
you don't want to be playing that way because they're going to be grouped up and then just they're all going to
we'll
get
see
in
who
the
can
con
get
ulti.
some vision priority in
Yeah.
these mid game team fights. Samsung Galaxy Duo skins in the bot lane. But it's not Zyra Rakan, it's Ezreal Rakan.
Con's cheating.
Left
It's very
Zyra.
sad.
I don't know, I feel like it'd be pretty hard for Rakan to leave Xayah.
But it's Ezreal, you know?
I mean, I know it's Ezreal, but
Once my game's really taking a while to land loading screen yet.
well,
Oh, there you go.
I'm still in load screen, so don't worry.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm into game.
I'm still winning at 0%. I hopefully eventually I'll come online. I think it'll take a while until I get online.
Although there's immediately a pause.
Do we know who bought?
Akuma paused here.
Okay.
Apparently Braum is experiencing some pretty bad lag.
He's not alone.
Gives you a little bit more time to
Load in, yeah.
get into game. Alright, and we're back into game. Pause is over. Let's play some League of Legends. You in yet?
No. Hoping it's gonna cross my fingers like just having some real bad internet right now. No.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have no one's invading, just going spreading across, playing it safe.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Khan and Ezreal kind of camping in this bot river brush, but they're spotted out here. Ezreal trying to get a little bit of gold.
Minions have spawned.
As Josh sneaks over, puts a trinket on the blue buff, as Zin's starting on this red side. While Shrey on the Trundle's gonna start on his red, respectively. With that full knowledge of Audio starting on his red, gonna go invade his blue buff as Audio here is ganking the top side. Without a whole lot coming out of it, Camille did burn her flash. As it looks like we're gonna be vertical jungling today. Audio taking the west side blue as Shrey takes the east. Not sure if Audio's going to take the greedier path. That looks like he is. Going to go for the full blue side. At least take the Gromp, as Shrey is already finishing off the east side wolves. And heading back down to Scuttle. Light trading here in the bot lane as Mephi hits a couple Qs, keeps healing him up. How's it going, Do?
It's going.
You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just loaded in and my computer. It's going.
Is it gone?
It's going. It's getting there, hopefully. I'm just kind of frozen right now, hoping I can get it in.
Not a whole lot going on so far. Josh already has a 10 CS lead here in the bot lane, as Brandon's doing almost the same mid lane with 7 CS lead, although there's a wave crashing into Fluke's tower right now. Should be able to pick up at least some of that, even out the gold difference. Top lane's pretty even. Nair's slightly taking a lead in that after Audio's gank and burned the Camille's flash. Xin Zhao's gonna try and come bot lane, although to no real avail. Oh. Nair starting to really take control of this top lane. As the fight bot lane breaks out, Jarosa jumping on the Mephi T. Not quite landing the stun, but does take a huge chunk back of his own health in exchange. Audio jumps onto Shrey, but Shrey looks like he'll be perfectly okay to be able to jump out. Nairis hits 6, pulls Medio Hats out of his Camille hookshot, and hits the dunk and secures first blood here in the top lane, already with a 25 CS lead. Medioat's gonna have to burn his teleport, at least try and keep up in XP here, and he does. Audio also looking to try and take Shrey's red buff here in the bot side jungle. Helps to push mid lane out for Fluke, give her a little bit of a better back time in here. Nair is able to pick up his Phage first back as Sin of Wrath grabs his BF sword. Josh, with a pretty sizable lead here in the bot lane, grabs both a Tear and a Sheen. Skirmisher's Saber as expected for both junglers. Audio looking for a gank in the top side here. Waiting for Medio to walk up. Does jump in on him. Though I'm not sure. Goes about even on that. Nair's looking to ghost in. Does miss the grapple. And looks like there will be no blood for now. Fluke starting to take a little bit of a CS lead here in the mid lane.
What time are you at right now?
8:51, 52, 53, 54.
Okay, I'm way behind right now. It's all giving me troubles.
Josh does take a winner's bite to his face as Sin of Wrath jumps in. And Mephit alt W's back on top of him. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Shrey does jump on top of Nairis and picks up the kill, as Mephit does fall in the bot lane. Sin of Wrath jumps back in onto Josh, looking for a little bit more. As Akuma does take a 2-to-1 kill lead early in this one. Already up 1,000 gold. Mandyhat's finally having a little bit of time by himself in the top lane here. Pushes that wave under Nairis' tower and able to take his recall.
Are you at 10:22?
10:22, 23,
Okay, let's go.
24. Alright, welcome back.
It's taking me 20 minutes, but it's finally here. And just pause.
As audio does DC and we're back in pause. I did just realize I have the a wrong thing on the overlay. My bad, Twitch chat. We'll fix that in just a minute. As we're back out of the pause quickly.
Yep. And
There we go. It's fixed. Many Huts gets pulled in. Takes a axe to the face as
Good
Nyrus
damage.
skews him. Adios trying to sneak down into the bot lane here, but looks like might have been spotted.
doing
Yeah. Josh and Mephi T playing it really safe. They know Audio's or someone's here. Mephi T does miss Q into the brush
I don't think it hit
as
it
they
though.
jump
So
onto the Mephi T. Goes back in. And not a whole lot comes of it.
that was really well played by Method. He was able to get the 3-man charm into the W, and that basically stopped them from actually going for the dive on them.
And that 20 CS lead that we saw Josh have earlier is just about equalized now.
I think with all the tension ball playing, Josh wasn't as able to be as dominant as he would. He had to start playing back safe in order not to die.
As Akuma does pick up a Cloud Drake here. And does, as Trey takes the Rift Herald over. Nyrus in the 2v1. Does get the dunk onto Shrey. Audio jumps back into Medio Ats, who will hook shot away to safety. We'll have to recall and forfeit at least another plate or two top lane. If not, the red tower going down. As first tower does fall for Akuma. Getting a solid 3k gold lead early here. Nyrus is running straight back top lane, not looking to swap back down to the bot lane here. As Jerosa does, I don't think he actually blocked that True Shot Barrage there. The bot lane of Akuma gets chunked out and is forced to recall. And Free Tyler 1 will be able to get a couple plates of their own. Probably even the tower. Yeah, that's the tower. Falling as well.
The poke by Ezreal and poke by Rakan was enough for them to do that. After a while, accumulated, so they're able to hit the tower.
Nyrus goes back in onto Medioats, who is forced to burn his own flash and blast Cone away. Very nearly dies with the bleed here as well.
Yeah. You see how much hit points he had left?
I did not.
I didn't either.
Wasn't more than 100 though.
Yeah, he was just hanging on there. As you see, Audio taking blue buff, so.
And Shrey getting caught out here.
Caught
Gets
out.
tagged by the winner's bite into the stun from Xerath.
And they're gonna gift it over to Sin of Wrath.
Already 2-0 on the Tristana. Picked up his Storm Racer already. Mephi T getting poked out just a little bit. Cinerath jumps in onto Brandon, who is able to shockwave and keep himself safe.
Good shockwave. Brandon's part.
As
And both of
Josh
them.
does jump in and does get the True Shot Barrage to pick up Cinerath and grab that solid 500 gold shutdown for himself. As Free Tyler 1 will look to pressure this Tier 1 mid. FET gets the ult charm in. Nyrus not quite getting the reset on the Noxian Guillotine, but does manage to pick up Brandon before falling himself.
That could have gone really badly for Free Tyler 1 if Nyrus got his resets off there. He was just barely by a few HP, not going to get his resets. But if he did, he got 2 of them, and then potentially 3. And then Free Tyler 1 knock out these 2 towers.
Free Tyler 1, though, does manage to pick up both the Tier 1 and Tier 2 in the mid lane, which will give them quite a bit of priority here. Allow them to get some deep vision, see if they can utilize it to start pressuring this dragon. That's up in another 25 seconds. Looks like it'll be another Cloud Drake. Kuma here first, getting vision control. Although it looks like Free Tyler 1 is just going to give this one up, as both Josh and Mephi head to the top lane.
And pause.
And another pause here, this time by Free Tyler 1. Looks like it'll be, as a pause, already back, and we're back into game already.
You see, Mephi clean out the ward.
Second Cloud Drake does go over to a Kuma, who will also be able to pick up this Tier 1 bot lane. Probably at the cost of their own top lane Tier 1. Brandon with the command Dissonance does chunk out both Sin of Wrath and Jerosa. And that will be the outer tower going down for Akuma, evening up the gold a little bit. Iris tries to play a little bit of a bait here in the bot lane with Medio Hats. Not able to get anything out of it. Nyrus did go for the Trinity Force this game. Probably into probably Sterix next.
Yeah, it looks like Sterix.
Looks like it's Sterix now. Josh already has his Monomune and Triforce. That's almost stacked at this point. 712 out of 750. Brandon sitting on his Ludens and Oblivion Orb on the Orianna versus X-Fluke only having her Ludens. Trey does go for the Warrior and then Zeke's. So this is actually a very squishy Trundle.
Yeah, I think he got behind early games. to try to just support his team now with the Zeke's Harbinger.
Kind of surprised he didn't at least go Cinder Hulk, though.
Yeah,
even with him being able to steal the stats of via the ulti, there's not a whole lot of people on Akuma building resistances currently. Audio has his own warrior going into a Triforce. Shrey just has the Zeeks for resistances.
Only person I see was Nyrus he could steal stats off from.
And even then, it's not a whole lot right now.
Yeah.
Cinevrath does pick up his own rapid fire cannon right now. Looking to be at least a little bit safer versus the combination of Mephiti and Medio. As Mephiti goes in, lands the Alt W onto Jirosa. And he does fall. Does unfortunately burn his own flash and Cinevrath's heal in the process as well. Cinevrath getting poked out by Josh. Almost goes down. As X-Fluke does miss the barrage. As Mephiti interrupts it.
And
Nyrus in the middle of 3 people doesn't manage to even get anyone close enough to be able to bring down the guillotine.
It was really well cutting by Josh and not able to get out the E range of the hook.
Cinevrath does jump over to Mephiti, gets tagged by the red buff, and does go down. Did cost Cinevrath his own flash to get that kill, however. Gonna open him up for Mephi or Medio Hats to get on top of him in this next fight. 30 seconds till this next Drake spawns, although it looks like Akuma is going to turn towards the Baron.
And FTYO has no vision of it so far. They have no clue. Shrey's bot lane, so they can't do anything if they wanted to.
FTYO 1 has... looks like they have a little bit of clue with the pings coming out, but I'm not sure they're going to get there in time. Fluke getting poked out mid lane by Josh. As Brandon does get there in time to see it going down.
Brandon has Shockwave up now.
Right.
No, I guess.
FET does jump in as X-Fluke manages to pick up the Baron there for Akuma. As he unleashes the barrage, not getting a whole lot out of it. And FTYO 1 does clean up 3 kills on the backside of a Baron attempt by Akuma, who does manage to get away with a couple of them. FTYO 1 is going to try and pressure this inner turret here on the top side, while it is still a 3v2. Although Cinevrath did just respawn and is on his way. So FTYO 1 will take the back, reset, get their buys in. Nine to 9 here in kills at the 24-minute mark. Still slight gold lead for Akuma, but nothing too far out. As this third Cloud Strike is on the menu.
FTYO wants to contest this.
Almost look like they're just giving it up here. As they do. Give Akuma their third Cloud Drake. Not risking it while Akuma does have a couple Barons left, as Brendan just missed the Shockwave. Not quite able to catch out Jirosa there. Mediots does get pulled over the wall by Nyrus here. Although he does have, doesn't have backup. As Nyrus does get picked off. As Trey gets jumped on by Audio. And will get killed himself. Overall, a 3-for-1 in favor of Akuma, who still has the Baron to push down this mid lane.
Yeah, I think that it was a good thought to save Meteor Hats, but afterwards the rotations, without Brandon's Shockwave, they couldn't do much with the have to fight afterwards.
Yeah, Akuma still had vision and control of the mid lane there. It was really hard for the rest of Free Tyler 1 to come in and back them up. Josh does almost pick Jerosa on the back end as 2 towers get taken down here by Akuma, and the bot tier 2 gets close. X-Fluke does overextend a little bit as Mephit looking for the ult W engage. Does land it as the True Shot Barrage comes through. But looks like she's going to be able to get out okay.
And gets tower too.
Inner tower bot lane does go down as well. Moving this gold lead up to a little over 5,000 here. Audio does finish off his Triforce as Nyrus finishes off his own Sterix Gauge. Josh does start stacking the second tier as he's working towards this Blade of the Rune King. As Sin of Wrath is working towards his Infinity Edge next. Although Mephit does pick up his own Zeeks. So that's 2 Zeeks here on the side of Free Tyler 1. One, I believe, is currently marked to Josh, and I think the other one's actually attached to Medio Hats and the Camille.
Interesting. I think I understand why, because so when Camille goes in, then Mephit can press the Zeke, so then everyone gets slowed in the area. While if he put on Orianna, then it wouldn't be as effective.
As the barrage comes down from Fluke, Brendan dodges a couple of them, does get hit by the last 2, and goes down. Kuma looking to take down this top lane inner tower as it goes down and start pressuring this inhibitor turret now. As top lane inhib is looking like it's going to go down, as Nyrus is pressuring the bot lane inhib at the same time.
Kuma's taking a commanding lead, and Nyrus with the ghost will get out. I think this direct pick is really being influential here. It's poking out Free Tyler 1, so then they can never get the right opportunity to engage.
I am looking for Medio Hats to really be able to start using his TP here.
Yeah.
He's got it up. He hasn't been able to use it effectively so far this game. His Audio jumps on top of Trey, flashes forward for the knock up there. Josh comes along in the side, lands the 2-man True Shot Barrage as Audio goes a little bit too far and falls to Josh. Medio Hats does TP in behind. However, his team's already left him and does go down.
With the new teleport, he can't cancel, so he kind of got stuck there.
Sin
And
of
Josh
Wrath
goes
does,
down.
yeah, Sin of Wrath does flash forward there. Punches Josh and ults him to finish him off. Look like it's going to be 3 inhibs,
3 inhibs,
here,
yeah.
if not more, for Akuma.
With Baron up, it's a huge deal, because now it's going to be very hard to contest it for Free Tyler 1. With 3 inhibs down on a Baron, it's going to be very hard to defend. Looks like they're looking for the Infernal Drake now, though.
Grab the Infernal Drake while it's free and then probably take a recall and look towards this Baron.
I think the way FTYO won is here, they have to really look to Meteor Hats and Brandon to get a Wombo combo off with their ultimates and catch up the Zerath and Tristana. And I don't see a way for them to come back from this.
Yeah. Mephit or Meteor Hats does need to find a way onto this Zerath and Tristana. At least one of them. Give
Yeah.
Brandon a shockwave on top to him. Meteor Hats is very squishy on this Camille, though.
Especially since he went Tabis instead of the Mercs. Like, Xerax is just gonna blow
Mephit
him
does
up.
barely able to keep himself alive with the ulti charm.
Yeah, but this means they have to concede Baron now. They can't fight it without Con Ultimate. And one of them was primary gauge. They won't be able to.
Akuma's more than happy with that trade as they're looking to grab these double super waves and crash them in. Luke's starting the barrage, starting to poke down Free Tyler 1 before they can even try and contest them. Mephit's ultimate is still down on their con, so they don't have an easy way in, especially against these. I don't even know how many super minions.
Many
Shrey does try
minions.
and go in there, however, does get jumped on as Nyrus does take the Noxian guillotine. And that will be
That's
Akuma taking game 1. Pretty solid game there by Akuma.
Yeah, it was a really solid game from Akuma. They played slow and they had their macro was just better than FTYO's one this game. They had an advantage throughout the entire game. As back to my screen. Sorry, my screen's frozen.
Oh.
This was fun.
X-Fluke, as we were saying in the pregame, it was, how was he going to be able to survive? Was she going to be able to survive? Well, she didn't die once this game. 407 on the Zerath.
Yeah, even with all the bans, I think she did a really good job. I think she was like hard carrying with all the poke that she did to everyone, and it's really impressive.
So we will be back shortly for game number 2. So we're back for Game 2 between Akuma Blades and Free Tyler 1. As Akuma does move to blue side here for Game 2. And Free Tyler 1 did bring back in their starting top laner, as they had a sub for Game 1. Twisted Fate again banned out from Brandon, and the Xerath coming through as the first ban from Free Tyler 1.
After that game, it's understandable.
Kindred again banned out from Shrey. And Nyrus's Darius actually gets taken out. Not willing to play against that either.
I think Free Top One is going to go for that clean sheet, like play style right now.
Start over. Try not to play against too much of the stuff that beat you last game. Does leave up some stuff from the game before though. As Riven and Cassiopeia are the final two bans by Akuma and Free Tyler 1 respectively, as that's the Galio that was left open.
Yeah.
More than likely for Fluke in the mid lane. Wonder what...
Oh, Lucian.
Yeah, Josh is able to take his Lucian in return. Curious what Brandon has as a counterpick to the Galio here. As Shrey does grab Jax. Not sure if that's top or jungle.
That should be jungle. Shrey has been playing a lot of Jax recently, so I know that should be good. As you see,
That's a Camille for, I assume, audio. And Jarosa does take his Braum again.
I think it's really important that Josh got his Lucian this time, because I know still you can carry so much, but with Lucian you can do constant damage output.
And that is a Poppy lock-in for... So I assume it's going to be Poppy top and Jax in the jungle for Shrey.
Yeah, it should be.
Never know for 100% certainty, but probably the case.
It's almost 100%.
Akuma does grab the Camille Galio combo. Guarantee the hero's entrance. As Urgot's banned away by Free Tyler 1. And probably a support ban here for Akuma.
Either that or mid lane. Seen how mid lane went last time.
That's the Alistar banned away from FET. Wouldn't be that surprised if they also take away their Rakan. Tristana actually banned away from Sin of Wrath.
I actually personally like that move. Because Tristana's she's really slippery. I think for Shrey to get honor now, much easier.
Ezreal's still open though. And he's almost just as slippery.
Yeah, I guess so.
Still really hard to get on top of the Ezreal, and who's arguably a much better mid laner right now in the meta, as Lissandra does get taken away. Brandon is already hovering the cleanse to try and deal with the Galio taunts in the mid lane. FET will take his pike. Sin of Wrath looking at Kaisa. Still a lot of options for him. Probably wouldn't take the Vayne, even though she is really good right now. As there's the Ezreal we were talking about just a couple minutes ago. Band of the Tristana over it, and Cinerath goes right back to it. Or goes right on to the Ezreal.
Yep.
So looking to pick up Nyrus' top laner here. And that... Is that a Yorick?
He should.
That's a Gangplank.
Let's
So, I believe this is actually the first Gangplank pick we've seen in the SFL so far this season. There's been 14, 15 Gangplank bans, but I think this is the first one that's actually gotten through.
We'll see how Nyrus can play it.
As Brandon does grab himself the Corki.
I actually like this quirky pick from Brandon and FTYO one. Is Brandon usually doesn't want to play Orianna. He doesn't know how to play carry on Orianna. With Corki, he's shown many times last season that he can carry on that champion.
Does give himself a little bit more escape mechanisms than is against the Orianna as well.
Yeah.
With the Valkyrie to try and keep himself safer. Still doesn't help against the Hextech Ultimatum from Audio, though.
Yeah. But mobile they have to face with now with Lucian and Corki.
Jarosa did actually switch over to Exhaust instead of the Ignite, which we see most of the time from supports now.
Maybe it's for the Jax, I would see.
It's either for the Jax or the Lucian. Pyke's damage is deceptive. Yes, he does damage, but Exhaust doesn't do anything against him.
Yeah, because it's all burst, more or less.
Corki, I don't think is ever going to really get in range for that Exhaust. Even Josh and the Lucian probably won't.
Yeah. More or less as a safety in case Jack starts popping off, and then you don't have a way to control him. So it's rather be a safe side to bring the Exhaust.
Overall, though, it is a pretty hard Akuma lineup to actually jump on top of. Gangplank has oranges, Ezreal has his Arcane Shift, Galio has his taunt, and Camille with her hookshot.
If we look at it again, we can see that they don't really have any main consistent damage, other than Gangplank, I would say. Yeah, Galio does damage, but
they have the Ezreal Gangplank to try and be able to poke some people out.
Yeah, but on a full-on team fight, I think FTYO one takes it. I think FTYO is going to try to be engaging in this game. Well, yeah, they'll have to poke them out.
FTYO 1's comp is a lot better than Akuma's, pretty much before like the 25-minute mark. Lucian, Corki, both on these humongous one-item spikes. Jax on his Triforce. Pyke on his first lethality item, whether it's Duskblade, Ghostblade, Edge of Night. Any of them are okay. Versus Ezreal Seal needs a little bit more time, and Gangplank needs more time to scale.
Yeah. But I also think with the Camille, it's a really risky pick. If you do get behind, it's going to be really hard to come back from it.
Yeah, if Akuma does get behind early, they're going to have to try and stop the bleeding quickly.
Yeah. FTYO one just team comps release normally.
Yeah, that's... If FTYO 1 gets ahead this game, more than likely they're going to start pressuring Akuma pretty early. And hopefully not step up. Not take their foot off the gas.
Yeah. Okay, let's hope this time I don't have a 20 minutes.
So instead of the 0 TP for Akuma that we saw last game, they are running 2 of them. Nyrus is taking
okay.
TP in the top lane this time, and then Fluke is taking TP on the Galio.
Yeah. I think we'll see a lot of roaming from them. I think FTYO 1 struggled to capitalize on roaming and push out the waves last game, especially when they had the TP advantage.
Yeah, FTYO 1 never really used their TP aggressively. Nyrus got such a lead in the top lane that it forced the Camille to be able to just TP back to top lane to try and keep that tower alive, and never could use it to actually try and snowball the bot lane or even mid lane.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about this Braum into Pyke matchup is that most Brahms don't seem to play this right. They'll always like put their shield up to try and tank the hook, which doesn't. It may block the damage, but you still get pulled forward. Versus you can at Pyke's E, his I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but is a projectile.
Yeah.
Braum's shield does block the Pyke stun.
Right. Yeah, it does.
And once he's in, he's not getting out.
Yeah.
As we are into game, everybody looks to be fanning out again. Holding the line.
Must feel lovely.
Not in the game again?
Yeah. I think this time's going to be faster, though.
Maybe not 10 minutes this time?
Crossing fingers.
This Fluke does land the Winds of War onto Brandon, and Cinevrath picks up a little bit of gold for himself from the Klepto. But overall, looks like everybody's okay, just holding the line, waiting for these first buffs to spawn.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, 1 second. Alright, there. Sorry about that again, guys. Almost forgot to update the overlay again. As Fluke does quickly clear this mid lane, pushing Brandon into tower here at level 1. Nyrus did take Grasp on the Dyrus. Nyrus did take Grasp on the GP. Not trying to go for anything greedy like a Klepto against the Poppy. Other than that, does look like pretty standard runes across the board. Poppy did take the Grasp as Audio and Shrey find each other in the jungle. Little auto attack from the Precision Protocol from Audio onto Shrey, but nothing more than that. As Mephi does look for the hook, and hits it onto Cinevrath. Little bit of poke onto him, as X-Fluke does jump on top of Brandon, hits the Justice Punch. and the taunt, leaving Brandon very close to dead. Down to under 200 health here. Fluke managing, holding the wave a little bit closer towards him as Heejin goes on to Nyrus in the top lane. He's got a pretty big wave crashing into his tower here. Quite happy with that, as Fluke does flash in Justice Punch onto Brandon and does pick up first blood onto this Galio. Brandon pretty greedy there. Sitting at 150, not backing for a while, as Nyrus looks like does manage to take a solo kill onto Heejins in the top lane as well. So 2-0 here at the start of this game for Akuma. Fluke already manages to pick up her Hextech Revolver. As Heejin's TP's top and does pick up the kill on the Nyrus, who hadn't quite recalled in time. He's looking to TP back himself just once he respawns. And there he comes back to the top side. Looking to go back onto this Poppy. Heroic charges back on top of Nyrus. However, does cost him his own life. Mephi does land the hook onto Drosa, who jumps forward. As Audio comes in for backup and forces Josh to heal and flash away, keep himself alive. So 2 summoners burned onto Josh for the price of Drosa's exhaust. Brandon gets chunked out here in the mid lane. FET trying to freeze this bot wave, baiting Audio in for Shrey to show up and pick up the kill on him. Heejins goes back onto Nyrus. Grabbing.
You're 6 minutes, right?
6 minutes, just a couple seconds after. 6:04, 6:05.
Yeah, good.
Alright.
Alright.
Welcome back. Nyrus does have the ultimate, however, might be getting solo killed here by Heejins as well. Does have the oranges to keep himself alive and pick up a 3rd kill onto the Poppy. This is a scary gangplank early in this game.
Seconds. I think. Yeah, 3-1-0. It's probably should not be losing this matchup this hard.
This is a pretty heavily GP favored matchup. However, he should just be able to kind of free farm against the Poppy and not get punished too much. But I was not expecting Nyrus to get this big of a lead here on the top side. And this early game pressure that Free Tyler 1 needed, as they do get the shutdown onto the
Nyrus.
GP. Onto Nyrus's GP.
I think Nyrus is being a bit greedy there. Both times he got killed when he didn't really need to.
As Brandon does Valkyrie away, just barely avoiding the Justice Punch from Fluke. Does take a pretty good chunk of damage from the Winds of War in return. But has managed to keep himself pretty even in CS, despite all the pressure he's taken mid lane. Audio takes his own red buff, and Trey's working on his own. Mephi takes a Ezreal Q to the face, but laughs it off. Does land the hook onto Jerosa, but does not commit with the undertow. Heejins does use the heroic charge onto Nyrus, jumps towards him. As Nyrus does step on the buckler before Heejins takes it, and takes another good chunk out of him. Trey showing mid lane, pushes Fluke off the wave a little bit. Mephi tries to grab a little bit of pressure here in the bot lane. Josh again with a 20 CS lead before Sin of Wrath grabs this. Double stacked, at least double stacked wave here in the bot lane. We'll catch up a little bit. Reach a little bit more of, as we reach a little bit of a lull.
Yeah. Nothing's really happening right now, just everyone's farming up, trading.
Josh does dash forward and lands the piercing light on the Sin of Wrath, taking a good chunk out of him.
I think once the dragon returns and comes back up, then I think everyone will be fighting over that. With both top laners TV should be up by then, so we'll see how that goes.
And it is, the next dragon up is another Ocean. Is an Ocean versus the Fire, the Infernal Drake that already went down earlier. So teams probably aren't going to be prioritizing that one quite as much as this first Infernal. Brandon looking to roam top and possibly dive Nyrus, as Heejins takes control of this top wave and pushes it in. Brandon does use his package to Valk in, but only forces out the cannon barrage from Nyrus. He runs back to the mid lane, runs into Audio, who will jump on top of him with a Hextech Ultimatum and heroic entrance combo. Jerosa does manage to pick up a kill onto Mephi T, who, with the Ignite, takes Jerosa's life as well. So 2-1 in favor of Akuma across the map, as Trey goes for the stun flash combo into the Ezreal, who Arcane shifts away just in time.
Do you have the items up?
Yep.
Okay. Try was asking.
His Audio hookshot flashes in. Does pick up another kill onto Heejins. Mephi T roams to the mid lane, gets taunted up. Fluke does manage to use the Winds of War to pick up Mephi T at the cost of his own life, however. Which puts Trey here onto a killing spree, 3-0-1 on the Jax. As Heejins TP's back to the top side. Takes a barrel to the face, but keep a couple more platings alive. As Trey will solo the dragon here. Pick up a Ocean Drake for himself. Brandon discovers audio in the jungle as X-Fluke does TP in to protect him. As audio is looking to come back to this top side, get on top of Heejins again, who still does not have flash, and does grab himself another kill.
Heejin's really getting behind here. With a 27 CS deficit, down by 2 kills, he won't be. It's gonna be really hard for the Poppy to come back from this.
He's also going Triforce Poppy.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of accepting that he's behind and going more a tankier build, he's still going Triforce.
Thing about Heejin is that he believes he can win every matchup, regardless of how much he's behind. So that's what he does most of the time, and most of the time it works out. So I think he's going to do it again and hope for the best.
FET does land the hook onto Jerosa. Pretty standard so far for items. The Proto Belt into Oblivion Orb for Fluke, as he adjusts his punches into Brandon. Has 4 people from Free Tyler 1 roam mid lane. Fluke, she does pick up the kill onto Brandon with the Winds of Orb. However, Mephi is able to land the execute and take both a cut for him and Josh. It's top side of the map for Akuma, once again taking a pretty big lead against Free Tyler 1. Josh and Mephi still holding their own, getting that CS lead in the bot lane. Pressuring the bot lane tower. Does pick it up as Josh almost gets killed by that final Ezreal Q from Sin of Wrath. Mephi comes in, body blocks it. Does die trying to protect Josh as audio comes in behind him and does take Josh's life.
This should be the bot tower now. With the Rift Gel, this one's guaranteed. Trey's there to defend, and we'll see if he can do anything.
Mephi tried to be a bro, tank the Ezreal Q, keep his AD alive. Just didn't quite work out for him. Kuma does grab the bot lane tower from Free Tyler 1 and Shelly gets a charge onto the bot lane tier 2. Audio finds Shrey and Brandon, as X-Fluke does use the hero entrance to come in, but everybody manages to slip away okay. Sin of Wrath does get hit by the bite Q as he jumps in. Does miss the execute, but Brandon does pick it up with the rocket. As Jerosa picks up a double kill in return. Three and 1 on this Braum. As Nyrus DCs.
And that's pause.
As we reach another pause.
I think this game's going pretty heavily in Akuma's favor, especially on the top side of the map.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yeah, as we were talking in pregame, a lot of Free Tyler 1 strengths were in this early and early mid game.
Yeah.
But it hasn't panned out so far. Nyrus is ahead on the GP. Audio 4-1 on this Camille.
Yeah.
Even Jerosa has a 600 gold bounty as he's 3-1 on the Braum.
Yeah, the only good spot for Free Tyler 1 is Josh being 30 CS up.
He's 30 CS up, but he doesn't have a kill to his name. He's got a couple assists, but Cinevrath has both the tower gold that has fallen as well as Klepto to more than make up for that CS differential.
Yeah, but then one of those assists are the pike assists, so he does get that kill for that one.
A summoner
Yep.
has reconnected.
Did take his cut from one of them.
Yeah. I think Shrey is doing a much better job this game, and be like with ganking and having a better early game.
Yeah, Shrey's trying to keep his team in this game so far, but hasn't worked out so far.
Personally, I don't agree going to Cinder Hulk on Jax. I'd rather see him go for the attack speed one or Warriors.
I'm actually a fan of the Cinder Hulk. However, I would have liked to see him get his Triforce next. Go straight into maybe even get Triforce before his Cinder Hulk. Go do what Hecarim normally does.
Oh yeah, go Triforce then yeah.
Triforce
okay,
and then Cinder Hulk.
Yeah.
Give himself much better late game, because now he's kind of forcing himself to go both still working on his Triforce 18 minutes in. He's only got he only has the Stinger so far.
Yeah.
Still needs at least another 2,000 gold. As Fluke lands the Flash Taunt, as Cinevrath does take down Mephi. Cannon Barrage comes down as Shrey gets caught in the middle of the team and falls as well. Kuma looking to push down this mid lane tier 2. Only Brandon to try and defend it. He gives it up, not willing to take any kind of risk there. Fluke will basically kill him on her own.
I think Free Tyler has to play towards their late game, even though it's not strong, or late to mid game, because right now they're really far behind. I think with Jax and Quirky, they can hopefully outscale the Ezreal and the Galio damage.
Yeah, Akuma already has a 6,000 gold lead in this game. Coming into 20 minutes. It's a pretty big deficit to try and claw back from. Josh almost has his cleaver. Mephi still working on his first lethality item. Still not sure what that's going to be. Audio close to having his Sterix gauge done. As Fluke and Cinevrath both sitting on 2 items. 707 stacks on the Mana Moon. Will be finished up pretty soon. Pike Q does go wide once again. Looking to see them try and get a little bit more vision into Free Tyler 1's topside jungle here. Try and start pressuring this Baron a little bit.
Yeah. I'll just see them try to pressure the bear and then
They do have
hopefully
a
force.
really massive gold lead.
Yeah. I think they can force Free Tower 1 to head check and then catch someone else. Because there's no real towers they can go for right now.
Free Tyler 1 has no vision, and they have a couple wards deep into Akuma's blue side, but they have no vision in that river area. This Fluke jumps onto Brandon. There's the one ward here in the Baron pit, but there's a pink ward there disabling it. As Audio jumps on top of Brandon with a hero's entrance from Fluke as the backup. Heejin TP's in behind them, trying to get some kind of kill back for Free Tyler 1. But Akuma able to slip out of it.
And that should be tower to Kuma then.
FET trying to get a little bit of vision back in his own jungle. But it's...
I think the vision control back is really good. There's really no one doing anything. So he's trying to run their own jungle so they can't get any resources.
It's just a couple wards down by the red buff now, but still no vision in this river area. Brandon having to face check this. No Akuma members around him currently, but still a risky endeavor.
As Dragon will come up soon.
Is a second Infernal if Akuma does want to take it.
If Akuma gets this, it's going to be really hard for Free Tower 1 to come back from this because it hurts their late game a lot.
Fluke's hero's entrance is down currently. And Brandon does have the package on the Corki. So Akuma will give this Infernal Drake up for free and try and zone them off of this mid wave. Force Free Tyler 1 to take the long road and try and catch him out as Josh just manages to get away from the flash taunt from Fluke.
Real good taunt by Josh there.
Fluke does Justice Punch out of it as Mephi does go for the flash hook. Does miss it as Audio jumps in with a Hextech Ultimatum onto Josh, followed up by the Hero's Entrance by Fluke. As Nyrus manages to pick up Nephiti on the side, with Sin of Wrath taking down Heejins. 3 down for the side of Free Tyler 1. That's at least a tier 2 in the bot lane here, if not an inhibitor.
Yeah. Should be an inhib with Josh going 16 seconds.
Looks like
it looks
Akuma
like they
will back off.
I think they just want to play it safe since they didn't want to get caught out. They have a massive gold lead, so there's no reason to push when you don't really need to.
This Baron is still up for Akuma to take.
They really should be going for it now.
Free Tyler 1 needs to get in there and get some kind of vision control before Akuma can start it. Does use the Scryer's Bloom to check it quickly. However, now it's down for the future. Pink ward onto the Baron area. FAT tries to get a couple wards along the side. However, they still have zero idea where Akuma are. Trying to get some kind of vision control back, but Audio not wanting to jump onto Josh without the hero's entrance to back him up. As Fluke does have TP in the bot lane. Forcing Brandon to come down to the bot lane. With that wave crashing onto the inhibitor. As now Akuma does start the Baron.
Brandon doesn't have TP, we have to Trey has to steal this and back off as he saw Brandon's not falling anymore.
Fluke does manage to pick up the blue in the east side jungle and then goes back to trying to push in that wave to force Brendan to stick around here in the bot lane. With Heejin's TP still down. Drosa trying to clear out some of that vision that Free Tyler 1 was able to put back into the Baron area. As they back off and try and go get a couple more pinks. Get their last buys in. Run right back towards that Baron area. The lead's only, I say only, but it's 10k here for Akuma. But it hasn't ballooned to anything much more than it was at the 20-minute mark.
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't got the Baron power play yet.
Both the Baron's up, and all three inhibitor towers are still up for Free Tyler 1.
Yeah.
As
And
we do get another pause.
Seems says Heejin is lagging.
A summoner has disconnected.
Trey's actually the one that leaves. Try and get a little bit better. Try and not lag. Gives us a chance to go over the items again real quick. So Heejin's did pick up his Triforce Sterix Gauge. As Trey finally finished his own Triforce. Yomu's is the lethality of choice from FET as we are back into game. Rabadon's completed for Fluke. And Yomu's also completed for Nyrus on the Gangplank.
And the Baron's started now.
Baron is started. Free Tyler 1
Baron.
are aware of it. This Audio jumps on top of FET with the hero's entrance to back him up. 3 ultimates committed, however FET is down.
And now Brown is here with the package.
Brennan's here with a package. And Akuma are still on this Baron. Heejin flashes forward and does miss his Poppy ultimate. Josh with a culling over the wall, not managing to pick anyone up. Fluke jumps on top of Brendan, finishes him off. As Josh and Shrey both are taken down by Nyrus.
I think this should
Akuma's a little too low to actually take the Baron here. However,
They can get some inhibs towers.
yeah, Audio and Fluke come to the bot lane, try and get this inhibitor, while Sin of Wrath is pushing down this mid lane wave to try and maybe even get a second one.
I think they're looking for the end now.
There's Akuma's split here. A couple of them
I think
wanted to end. They'd get one Nexus tower, but Audio and Sin of Wrath just sticking on the inhib there.
Yep. I do respect the call to back off there and go for the two nibs, but I think they could have won that game there.
It would
Now
have
they're
been
going
pretty risky
close.
to try and end the game. They do have double inhibs down now, super minions, both mid and bot. Now they can really take advantage of this vision
Baron.
around Baron and secure it once and for all. Really rough spot to try and come back from at this point.
They have to hope for a miraculous team fight now.
As Kuma does start up this Baron again. Sin of Wrath, Arcane shifts forward. Does not land the True Shot Barrage to finish off FET. However, Audio and Nyrus are sitting on top of that Baron. And while Free Tyler 1 probably has an idea, they aren't able to get anywhere close to try and contest it. Fluke pushing mid lane in with Baron as Sin of Wrath is escorting that top wave. Cannon Barrage used top lane as Audio looks to go in. Derosa is shot out of the fight with the hammer. However, Free Tyler 1 are unable to finish off any kills. And now are forced to defend against two Baron-empowered super minion waves as the rest of Akuma push down this last inhibitor. Fluke does manage to pick up Heejins with the Winds of War, and that'll be game.
Yeah.
Well played, Akuma takes the 2-0 sweep of the series versus Free Tyler 1 and does give them their first loss of the season.
Honestly, really well played by Akuma in both games. Really good macro and mechanics. And Nyrus was crazy that second game on the gangplank. It was really impressive.
Nyrus able to get a pretty big lead on the Poppy early in that game, and between the lead they were able to get, both top, mid, and a little bit in the jungle, Shrey was able to keep up for the most part.
Yeah.
Able to push down their lead and secure the series.
Yeah.
So, well played, and that'll do it for Season 2, Week 2, Day 3 here of the SFL. Thanks for joining us.